Hello, everybody. This is Sharonda, and this is my YouTube um, webinar, Spiritual Sense, as well as my podcast, Spiritual Sense. And in this podcast, I go over a variety of topics in regards to the paranormal, such as demonology, angels, spirit guides, near death experiences, out of body experiences. If you're somebody who think that may have some huntings or things of that nature, I give my own account as to what I feel that is, because I myself have been somebody who have had an interest in this for quite some time. And give me just a moment. Let me try to adjust. Okay. So today is Sunday, which is December the 19th, and I am going to do a tarot card reading for today. So the tarot card reading I'm going to be working with these cards today. And I think I'm also going to work with my Moonology cards as well. So I'm going to work with two cards today, depending on how the mood is, okay? Now I also like to state that this podcast, as well as this webinar is for entertainment purposes. That means if you're not someone that is fond of, tarot card reading or speaking on the paranormal or things of that nature, I do have other podcasts on my YouTube channel, as well as my Spreaker, that may be of interest to you. Holistic Health Band 1, Health Matters, and then I have Talk Radio. Okay. So now I think I am going to do in regards to hauntings and things of that nature, I think I'm going to do a podcast as well as a webinar on my spiritual sense for today in regards to hauntings or a haunting. If you feel like your home is haunted, or you've been experiencing like some presences, because I was visited. I just give you a brief account. I was visited by something, and bear with me because I have a grill in. But anyways, I was visited by something. I say about on and off since I've been in this home that I'm in, that I'm renting. But and it comes at certain times. But it was roughly 4 weeks ago that I began to sense a presence, like in the corridor of the home. And it would wake me up out of my sleep at night. And to where I knew, okay, what is about to transpire? What is this? What is this? And I couldn't give an account as to what it was, meaning to me it seemed to be more or less on a masculine aura about it, but I could not put my finger on it. Like I couldn't say whether I felt like it was a ghost, or how can I put it, a ghost or apparition or whatever, because there are differences in the two. So I go a little bit more into that because I did do a podcast on that. And I did begin, that's what I was sensing in my third eye. And it, will come around the same time of the day, about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And then later on, that sensation, that sensibility went away, and I began to see like prying, what I would consider to be spooks or dark presences. So I'm going to go a little bit more into topic in reference to that and hauntings and things of that nature and give you my logical uh, opinion as to what I feel that is, okay? So stay tuned for that. Okay, so again, this is Spiritual Sense, and let me make sure my mic is on, because I did make some adjustments and some arrangements, and it is on. Okay. So I did make some adjustments and some arranging, because I do believe in feng shui. I do believe that, you know, when there's some energies that are prevalent and that comes about, you need to focus on feng shui. And what is feng shui? I go into that on my topic today in combination with hauntings for my spiritual sense for today, okay? Okay, so but for now, we're going to proceed with the tarot card reading. Okay. I typically favor the Celtic Cross, which is a 10-card spread. Part one is going to be on the person, situation, or whatever type of insight you may want on a question or something you've been curious about. Card two is going to be what crosses over. This is what is blocking, or what the barrier is in terms of what you're doing the reading on. Card three is going to be what's above the situation or what you're trying to attain. Card four is going to be the root of the issue. This is what it is. It may not necessarily be my issue, but it may be the issue at hand as to what I'm doing the reading on. Card five is going to be what has occurred or what is possibly occurring right now. Card six is what's occurring or what's to come. 7 is the attitude and or morale. 8 is what is physically surrounding and or morale as well. Card 9 is hope, fears, and dreams, and then 10 is the outcome. Sometimes once you get into doing the reading, it's kind of hard as to, okay, what the reading is relaying to me as to what it's speaking about. So that's when I began to incorporate it, 1, 2, 3, 4, or even a 5-card spread in addition to the main tarot card reading. Okay. Now, if for those who may be following me, because from the looks of it, I only have a couple of followers, but that does not mean that's the number of people that actually view my content. Okay. So for those who may be viewing my content or following or what have you, I did do a podcast on yesterday where I mentioned in my tarot card reading that I felt as though it was a lot of people that was going to be turning to new age ways of spirituality. And I'm talking about more than they would let on people to know. I mean, your pastors and nurses and doctors, even, your white collar workers and professionals, I feel. Because when you begin to pay attention to the cycle of life and pay attention to how things work, the things that you've been told, you will come to find is not the truth. It's not always the truth, and it doesn't apply to you. It may apply to certain individuals, but that not necessarily apply to you. And oftentimes when you are surrounded by certain individuals that have done some things in a previous life or in their past, they will try to make their reality your reality. Okay. Now, that's not to say that, not to keep your loved ones or your younger persons from experiencing realism and understanding, but many times you'll find that a person will try to make their reality your reality, and they're not aware of how they perpetuate a self-curse. Okay? And I'll keep it at that. Okay, and I think that's going to be a topic as well. So, while I'm sitting here speaking, because I'll be looking for ideas for my spiritual sense podcast. So today we're going to speak on huntings, and my take on that. And then I will do a podcast in the future for my spiritual sense in regards to curses. Okay. So it was something else that I mentioned that I was going to speak on, but what I typically do once I before I post my videos, I go back and watch and things that I mentioned that I was going to do, then it will refresh my memory. Okay. So before I proceed, I have proceeded to scramble my cards around. I'm going to say a prayer. Father, supreme being of all being. I don't know what this reading is on today, but I do feel like it's a relevant reading. And so I ask for you to send your protective angels, spirit guides around to give me knowledge, infinite wisdom, and guidance as I do this reading today. And so let me proceed. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so sometimes my mind be having so many different thoughts running through my mind to where I'm thinking about what I want to say and I begin to forget. That's what that is. Okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So right now I have for card 1, I have the Emperor card here. It says stability or stabilizing influence coming into your life. For the barrier, card 2, I have 5 of Pentacles, delays around money coming in from the code. Card 3, this is what we're trying to get at. We have 8 of Swords, frustrations, feeling bound and gagged. Card 4, this card. This is the root of the issue. This is what the issue is. 2 of Pentacles, money confusion, juggling 2 situations or ideas around. Card 5, 6 of Swords, boat or over water travel, turning boat out of troubled waters into calmer waters. So this is card 5. Card 6, the Hangman, getting stronger than oneself after a lot of deliberating and delaying in your life. Okay. So, in just pulling those 2 cards right there, I feel like this reading is in regards to, I mentioned before, because it just became apparent to me as I was pulling the cards what this reading is in reference to. As I mentioned before, This podcast, as well as this webinar, is for entertainment purposes. That means that I don't want to be a part of nobody court proceedings, investigations. I'm not trained as a psychic detective or anything of that nature. So this is just something that just spoke into my spirit as to what this reading is about. I feel like this reading is, and what I do is it speaks to me, and then I have to think of a way of putting it in such a tactful way to where people don't jump the gun and just run with it. Okay. So a lot of times when I have that delay, it's not that I'm trying to make up something, it's I'm trying to put it in a use tact with how I put the information out, okay? I feel like this reading today is in reference to a transition, is what I feel. I feel as though it's something in regards to someone and their employment. And when I say transition, I mean, I use that word interchangeably in regards to like to go from one stage or phase to the next. But I honestly feel as though this is in reference to a transition in terms of death. That's what I feel. Okay. Um um I don't feel like it's a personal reading like for myself, but I feel as though it is in reference to some type of employment, something that occurred with somebody's job or what have you. That's what I feel. So let me pull for more clarity. So I have the attitude, it has King of Pentacles. Um I feel as though this is something that happened at a business, at somebody's employment, like a transition that occurred at a person's employment, is what it lets me know. It's so funny because when it spoke to me before I pulled these cards down, it pulled. It's hard to explain. I can't explain it. It's like it spoke the word to me, but I won't say what the word was. And then it had it going in a direction like this way. Like it was like pulling from this direction when it came to me. It pulled from this direction as it spoke to me. That's what it did. And I could be very well picking up on something that has happened in the location of where I am right now. So for those who may be on the other side of the country or whatever, you may be like, okay, what is she talking about? This could be very well within a certain locality as to where I am located, because there has been some increase in crimes where I am. Not literally where I am, but in the town where I reside, okay? I feel as though I don't want to speak no specifics because I don't know. As I mentioned, I'm not trained to, you know, get off into all the information. So let's just see what other information I have here. Card 8 says Queen of Cups, woman over 25, soft, gentle, motherly. Somehow I feel as though this reading is in reference to a death that occurred, like in my vicinity. And I believe it was a case of knowing too much information. And I put it at that. That's what I feel. Like I feel like it was perpetuated in such a way to throw that person off, like to cause a whole bunch of confusion around this person as to what was actually transpiring behind the scenes. And I say that to say that I feel like a lot of people have more involvement in it than they will let you to know. And I'll just leave it at that without incriminating myself because I have nothing to do with whatever, I see things on the news, I see things in the media and print and stuff. Do I believe everything that I read? No, I don't. I think most people don't. I've said that before. However, I do believe that a lot of the things that has been told is not correct. I think it's a simple case of what a person would deem to be disrespectful in their eyes, meaning you overstepped your boundaries. You are out of line, so to speak. That's what I feel like has transpired in this case with this person here. Like this person stepped out of line. And as a result of it, he was killed. I'm not telling you that's my opinion that he stepped out of line because I don't know this person. I'm speaking in third person, meaning through the feelings of the person who helped perpetuate it. I feel as though they felt like this person stepped out of line, like this person was out of line. You was out of line, you was out of place. That's what I feel. And as a result, this is what happened with this person. Card 9. Card 9 is the Hopes, Fears, and Dreams card. I have Page of Pentacles, young woman to 25, student, male or female. I believe he ended up getting into some stuff way more than he even thought. Like this was a message to teach him about whatever the case may be. Like to teach this person a lesson. Is what I feel. Like to put this person in his place, you are out of line, you are out of place. And as a result, they shot him up. They you know how you hear the saying, give them a rope and let them hang themselves. Like put this person in a situation and just wait on time. And time will reveal. That's what I feel. Happened in this situation as it happens to a lot of us. He's no different. And I feel as though some of the words you spoke out of your mouth meaning this person, they sought back and put you in a situation to where you was going to eat your words, so to speak. Catch my drift? Because this is how Satan is. This is how people are. They'll perpetuate stuff to get you to say something negative or mean and demeaning, just to turn around and put you in your place about something you care less about. This is how people are. And God will show you these are demonic spirits, as I mentioned before. And I feel as though he went along with it, as a lot of those who have transitioned from this life experience that you see headline in the media and news articles and journals and things like that. I feel like a lot of them just say, you know what, whatever. And they just go along with it. Because when you have been placed around the same old demonic spirits, the only thing they're looking to do is to break the will of you and the profit off of your suffering. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the case all the time. I haven't done any studies, but if God wants you to know something, he's going to put it on the inside. So that's why I try not to be so specific as to what it is I'm talking about, but that's exactly what I feel. You can get mad. I mean, that's fine. We all have opinions. And that's why I said this is for, this podcast is for entertainment purposes. Because I just so happen, if you begin to pay attention to life and how synchronicity and serendipity work, the things that I speak could be applicable to another situation. And so if they got record of this, then that's how they'll be able to understand, okay, this is what this is, because I had no clue. So you'll begin to see that. But I feel as though this is what happened with this situation, with this person. The outcome. It shows the Lover's card here in regards to the outcome. So it could be some issues in terms of, as we all know, money, relationships, substances, same old thing throughout it all. Ultimately, I believe they shot this person up by way of a relationship, and I'll leave it at that. Okay. So because I got clarity, there's no need for me to pull out my Moonology cards, because this is a personal reading and it pretty much summed up everything that I was talking about or speaking on. But I do feel as though this was a personal reading, which I don't give too many personal readings, but it's applicable to a situation that happened in my vicinity some months ago, and maybe a year ago or so now. And I don't feel like I'm being visited by this person, but I do feel as though that is what it's letting me know what's occurring. Typically, the way life works in my world, when he put images or certain scenarios and stories in my psyche and bring it to the forefront, it's applicable to a situation. It could be a situation that's sitting right here in front of me. It could be a situation that's right next to me, or it's to come. Okay, so I'm going to close out and I'm going to proceed with the next podcast on my spiritual sense and speaking on hauntings and things of that nature. So stick around for that.